Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV. Welcome to another episode of the Friday night United talk before the season is approaching us as we come. Shout out to the people involved, Statman Bains and Adam in the building. Statman, how you doing first?
I'm good. I'm excited for the new season.
Excited, man. If we get a game, mate, you know what I mean? The next game is cancelled, but we'll talk about that in a second. Adam, how's it going, mate? You got the mic. You copied the mic then, yeah? Did you get one then, yeah?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Mic'd up. Yeah, I mean, I've been through about four. I've some, so you know what, I've burnt them out. But yeah, like Statman says there, hopefully I won't be able to. Oh, sorry, I won't be using it that much because we'll be actually at the game. So yeah. That's exactly like Statman said then, mate. It feels like it's getting close now. It really does.
Yeah, man, exactly. Shout out to everybody in the building right now. Make sure you smash a like on the video. You know what I'm saying? Vitally important. Please support the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the fellas. Link is in the title below. And yeah, man, let's get stuck into it. The game's cancelled tomorrow, Statman. You know what I mean? There's no watch along tomorrow. There's none of that stuff. The camp have got COVID. I don't know. They're not going to say who's got it. But today, luckily, you know, nobody's come back positive again. So that's a good news. But yeah, no game tomorrow. And we've got one preseason left. It feels like we've had a preseason, but not a preseason. I don't know. It feels weird, man, because we've seen the kids. It's been academy football, hasn't it?
Exactly. And when you said it before, like the show started, we've only got one preseason game left. Like, that's kind of mad when we still haven't seen the likes of Pogba, Bruno, Cavani and stuff, and even Sancho, for example. So, like, in a way, we're in a sticky situation, but hopefully the club have, like, organised behind closed door friendlies for when they're back in it. Because they kind of do have to play a bit more and get their match fitness up. I don't think one game before the Leeds game will be enough.
Well, we don't know yet. You know, there's no games behind closed doors that we know of. Adam, is it a sticky situation now? Because, you know, the kids have been playing, but again, you know, we kind of knew what they were about. Anyway, we knew what the talent was. You know, you kind of want to see the first teamers getting more fitter, getting more game time. So far, we've had a preseason Pelos back at least. You know, you see the goal live. How was it, that goal?
Oh, mate, you know what? It was one of them commentator curse moment things because I put a little video out about his shocking free kick.
I saw that.
A little shot, and then it hit it. And as soon as it hit the bar and went in, I thought, oh, backlash. Here we go. Yeah. But, mate, touching on what you said there, I think after the Euros, what's been going on with not getting much rest and break in last pre-season, I think we were all just happy that the players got rest. And let's not forget, every single team in the Premier League is going through what we are right now. City's game was cancelled with Preston as well. You know what? When I look at it, I go, I've not seen many teams play many games.
No, so you haven't.
We're not. And everyone's got players out from the Euros. Let's be honest. No one's got all the team back yet. And
yeah,
there's still no excuse. You would say this is where United probably came into their own because they've got such a massive squad. And at least we have had a few games for a few of our first teamers. But, I mean, I've not seen anyone else play, really. Honestly, I mean, I've seen Liverpool play the other day. They got beat, didn't they? I mean, I can't remember seeing City play or have a game. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've not been looking for it, but
I think I saw a clip of Morris scoring a free kick the other day, so I think they might have played one.
Yeah, I think they played one game. Yeah, Morris scored a good goal. But you know, we have played. The thing is, we've not seen the first team play, Adam. You know, a lot of people will then say, you know what I mean, you want to get the kind of feeling of that 4-3-3. For me, my worst nightmare is going against Leeds, Bielsa football, and trying to 4-3-3 and get absolutely done over by Bielsa, who will be like, you know what, he's a tactician, he's a very, very good manager. And I don't want to get out tactic by him. And then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reverted back to that 2 in a double pivot. So that's why I need to see, you know, some sort of kind of first team players. I don't think we'll get that against Everton, you know, because, you know, who's really going to be available? You know, who's really going to be fit and ready? You know,
honestly, in that game, mate, this weekend, the start of next week, the players all come back. So by the middle of next week, every single European Championship player is back. Now, obviously, we're not expecting to see them play because they're just no way near. But I mean, you give a 15-minute spell to a few or whatnot, but I'm sure we'll have McTominay back. Do you know what I mean? We've got McTominay there, Donny van der Beek. Surely the goalkeepers have got to be playing now. We've got to start putting in a goalkeeper who's going to start the season now, I think. De Gea and Henderson must be somewhere near. Is Martial still injured or something? Where the hell is he?
I think he is, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
This is long term, this is long term.
Yeah. It's long term. Pogba said he's back from Miami. You know, he said he's on his way back. So hopefully he's...
I'm looking at that there. You just said then, mate. I mean, Varane's been back a while sorting stuff out. He's in the same French squad as Pogba.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's been off for a while. So, I mean, are they all going to be coming back at the same time? In England lasted, a week and a half, 2 weeks more than what France did. And the English players getting the same sort of break. So, I mean, look into it what you want. I mean, for me, I just feel like it is a bit too soon, the Everton game, like you said, for these players. But we're all thinking, look, we need to integrate. Do you know what I mean? We want to see Sancho and Varane get bedded in, get plenty of time on the training grounds, get ready for that Leeds game. That Leeds game, you know, I can see that being all over the place. And you know what? If you're happy with a win just coming out of that, honestly, I think any win out of that game, you just got to walk away and say, fair enough, move on another week. We won't be sharp enough yet, but it's important that we just do what United did a lot last season, just win games until we can really get fit again.
I don't think the fans can take that. I don't think the fans can take, because in Statman, Bielsa's team are a fit team. Everyone knows that. You know, I don't want the excuse of start the season only coming out and saying this team didn't have a preseason or this team weren't fitting up, because he said in the press conference, I don't even see it, goes, you know, we've got what we've got. A lot of players might not be in the first team when they come back, because, you know, we've got guys here and we need to work with what we work with. You know, it's a bit of a sticky one. We said it before off air, man. It's like there's a problem, but it's not really a problem, because if we win the first game of the season, everything's all forgotten about. But it's like the preparations are not the best, man. You know what I mean? I don't know whether players were meant to report back. Who's got the COVID? You know what I mean? How many staff have got it? You know what I mean? Why are they integrated together? Was their protocol missed? You know, it's a bit of a dodgy one in a minute, man. I
hear that, yeah, but it's kind of like most teams across Europe, as Adam said, are kind of facing the problem. I swear, like Benzema got COVID or something last week.
Yeah.
So a lot of players, a lot of teams are going to have that problem. And I think the club knew that this was going to happen. I think, like, look at last preseason, for example. Look at the December period when everyone was off for Christmas. For example, the Man City stuff. How many players got COVID? The club should have already be prepared for this. So I don't think there's any excuses. And even then, like, we still got players like Lingard, who, even though we may want to sell off, are still fully fit for the start of the season against Leeds. We still got players out there. So, and even like Dan James, for example, that's the only going to social signing. He's back, for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of players, though, isn't it, Adam? You seen it, didn't you? A lot of players there, and it's like a lot of squad rotation. A lot of players want time. Ilanga's out of nowhere, he's showing a bit of form. He's showing that he's a bit mature. You know, it's a mad one, isn't it?
It's the defence that worries me, mate, to be honest. It's not having any fit defenders back, because Axel's looked absolutely shocking in pre-season. I'm not going to lie. He was poor again the other night. I was there. He's passing. He's a perfect example of not getting enough game time and finding a rhythm. He's lost everything that he built up at Aston Villa and came back to United with. And this is the problem I've got with not sending players out on loan. It's just like they stagnate. And then when they come in, they're expected to do too much under the pressure of playing for Manchester United, and they can't hack it. He needs to go out on loan. I think he will. I think Menge showed more than what Axel did. Axel just needs game after game after game, and it's not at Man United at the moment. And who's going to come in and start the season? This is what my worry is now. You can't rely on Menge.
Is Bains at the World Cup? Bains at the Olympics.
Bains at the Olympics.
Where's Lindelof?
Lindelof's in his pajamas, posting with his missus on Instagram. So I don't think he's ready yet. Maguire's taking swan dives off yachts with his fiancée, so he's nowhere near ready. I mean, you only have to look at Instagram, mate, and know that none of our centre backs are going to be starting this game against Leeds.
You think so? I still think it'll be Maguire and Varane because I think Maguire should be back on Monday, innit? And listen, it's Harry Maguire.
Maguire's a beast, innit?
The guy will play no matter what. And I think
Maguire will be there.
Varane
is only coming. Varane is here. I think Fabrizio Romano says he's planning to fly out early next week. Should be able to complete the players.
Well, he said goodbye to everyone, hasn't he, today? The pictures are everywhere, aren't they?
Saying
bye to everyone.
Medical and contract are also scheduled next week, and then Varane will be unveiled as a new signing after Sancho. So when do you reckon roughly what time we'll be having Varane?
I reckon it'll be done by, I was going to say Wednesday, I think.
But even though, you see Varane, he was training with Real this weekend as well. So he clearly has, his fitness is already up there compared to someone like Victor Lindelof, for example. So that's why I still think it'll be Maguire and Varane.
Yeah, he's actually ahead of everyone, isn't he? He's ahead of everyone in our squad, really.
Yeah.
Starting that game.
Adam, when you looked at it on, I know every squad's got this, by the way, but when you were assessing the kind of squad, it looked a bit all over the place in terms of, right, who do I give game time? Who do I put on sub now? Who do I do this? Because I just thought, right, Donny was on, but he's getting half an hour. Then Dalot's on. Is he trying to get a game, trying to prove that he's good enough to move out the club? You know what I mean? You've got certain players in there, and I just thought that then you've got a John James to pull in there and see if he looks the right person. It's almost like, this squad is very, very imbalanced in terms of trying to get the numbers right. You want to have a specific squad because you've got a squad now of a squad, and then you've got people who want to be here, might move, or want to be here that don't want to be here. So it's almost a bit like it's a mad one because you have a squad and you kind of know who's who in the squad, but when United, you just don't know who's in the squad. Really,
this is the ultimate concern because we've got loads of players like you just said, then, who are being played game after game in pre-season now, but deep down they know that when it comes down to that opening day, they ain't got a cat and nails chance of starting the game with Ole. So right now they're trying to do too much. And case in point was Dalot when he came on. I mean, what are you doing with that ball, mate? Just defend.
Oh, mate, disaster.
Just defend it. You don't have to. They're trying to do too much, trying to stand out too much. And this is what happens when you don't play players enough for me, because you'll have moments where Axel plays a stupid ball across the ball when he doesn't need to. Stop trying to be something you're not just to try and prove a point. And when you don't play games, you go into a game, right, this is it. I'm going to do everything I possibly can now. And you end up ultimately messing it up because you're not playing your normal game. You're not relaxed. You're thinking about improving and proving a point to the manager. And this is what we've got with loads of players in this team, man. It's like Lingard. Oh, he was coming out of position so much the other night to get the ball. That's not his fault. They just can't get the ball to him. It's very Bruno-esque in the way he played the other night and trying to get the ball everywhere. I didn't know where he was playing until Matic came off and he went into the number 10 that I sort of could nail down a position where he was constantly there. And for me, I just feel like you said, Den, there's too many players chopping and changing and coming in. Out of that team that finished the game the other night, I could possibly say 4. I've got a chance of starting the game definitely against Leeds. And that would be I think, possibly Donny with the amount of absentees we've got. You've obviously
Tom
got...
Heaton, I think. Tom Heaton, mate. Listen, it wouldn't surprise me. I told you guys, man, it wouldn't surprise me if Tom Heaton is starting in the first game. Something I did not tell you.
I know you said it. I know you said it.
Tom Heaton is ready, I'm telling you, he's ready.
I don't think he'll play. I think Dean Henderson should be back in it. If Dean Henderson's back, I think it depends. Say if he's back on Monday, and I think Dean Henderson will start because I think going into the season, he's going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's number 1 keeper. Like don't get me wrong, Tom Heaton has actually had a very, very good preseason. Yeah. He's probably been the standout player for me, surprisingly.
He looks ready. He looks like he's
mate, you know what? When you're there as well, when you're there in the stadium, man, the guy talks. He is, you can hear him. There's only 20,000 obviously there, something like that in the stadium, but I could hear him. He's loud. He's very, very loud. He's vocal. And that's what, you know what? I think that would benefit us. I think Dean Henderson is very, very similar in that sort of mould of goalkeeper. But for me, there's every chance, mate. There's every chance, Said, that Heaton could start the game. He really could. I mean, let's be honest. He's not lacking in Premier League experience, is he? We've got three. I think we've got 3 of the top 10 keepers in the league right now in our team. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And it's pick of the bunch, but it needs nailing down. It needs sorting out ASAP because we need to start building from there.
This feels like X Factor Statman. You know, an X Factor, they have like, you know, they have all these singers and they need to get the best one. This is what they need to do. They need to narrow it down. Because I look at Ahmad's going to come back. Palestri. For me, Palestri looks like he wants to stay. He wants to earn his spot. I don't know about you guys. A lot of players, a lot of thinking.
Decent when he came on, mate. Decent when he came on. But again, when you've not got no cohesion, you're sort of just working for yourself. It's hard to play the game. It's really hard in pre-season. You can't expect much from them. But he had some good moments down the right-hand side. He had some good link-up play. He was, all in all, we were all playing okay. It wasn't an horrendous. It wasn't an horrendous performance by any stretch of the imagination. There was some actual sharpness coming back for a few players there, but it's just figuring out where they fit back in, and that's what you can't. That's what you can't get around.
Yeah. Same Yase with the super chat. He goes, Adam, you must be worried as Madison is joining us. Let's see how Varane does against our attack.
What's your attack?
Lacazette,
Eddie Nketiah, that's his attack.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dear God, Zane.
Oh,
at least he's changed his profile picture.
I know, but I don't know if it's him, though. He don't look like him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's a catfish or not, but big up Zane anyway, man. Love to you as always. It's got
to be him dropping that much of a super chat in, though, hasn't it? So
yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be. Absolutely. But, you know, Statman, when you look at the squad, though, like I said to you, like, you know, we need to narrow it down. There's a lot of kind of things happening. You know, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of players we just need to narrow down because this squad, you know, you can only assemble your style of play to an 11 and then incorporate different players who can fit into that mold, you know. And I just look at it and I think there's a lot of disruption going on now in a minute, and we don't now need to kind of, you know, have all this mess behind us. And obviously, we've got the Pogba talk behind the story. We don't really have a recognized DM. You know, Matic, is he good enough? I don't know how he played last game, but, you know, we need, you know, so
right.
He was our best player.
So how do you assess it then? How does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kind of now just say, you know what, I need to stop messing around now. You know, the season's coming to a close now. Everton's coming up. You know what I mean? Last preseason game. We need to stop messing around now and just be ruthless.
Well, it'd be interesting who Everton have got back because I tell you, Calvert-Lewin didn't get much game time, obviously in the none actually. Yeah. So hardly. So if he came into this game, it would give our centre. I would fully expect us to lose against Everton, especially if I watched what Charlie Austin did. I was watching how our centre backs have performed. You can't expect too much. We got schooled by old school strikers at QPR, which is good for the learning. It is good for the learning of the lads. But if you brought a Calvert-Lewin into that as well, it's just, for me, he needs to obviously have an idea in his head, surely, who's going to start the season. I don't think we're going to see Fred straight away. That's a definite.
No.
Cavani, I don't know if he's going to be ready to go for the opening game. Honestly, that midfield, I can see McTominay definitely starting because I know he'll be back. And you could well see Matic and McTominay against Leeds, mate. You really could. I think that's what could actually be happening.
You know, one thing I say about Fred and Cavani, though, they're naturally fit players, innit? Cavani, obviously.
Similar to Maguire.
They look after themselves very well, innit? So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually play. Especially
to be honest, you nailed it there, Statman. To be honest, it's like Ollie played players continuously all through the season. So why is he going to stop when they played for someone else? So, yeah.
And especially like if we're looking at a forward line, for example, he trusts Edison Cavani a lot. Martial hasn't played since, for Martial, I think, the 21st of March, I think it was against Leicester. And then obviously he went for France and then we haven't seen him since. And obviously he's still training by himself.
What about Greenwood? What about Greenwood? A lot of people say that, you know, I feel like a lot of people on social media, you know, you're probably not the best, you know, opinion to get, but, you know, a lot of people saying that, you know, Mason Greenwood can't play up front and he's not ready.
No,
Statman,
let me change.
first.
Sorry, go on. Statman, you fire away, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What I'll say is, I think the first game in pre-season, he looked poor up front. The second game, for the first 20 to 30 minutes, he looked all right. And I think the other day, again, he looked decent. So I wouldn't question, can Mason play up front? Can he play up front for a consistent basis in the Premier League? I think the answer is probably no right now. So, but say if we're playing him against Leeds for one game, I wouldn't really be worried. I still trust Mason Greenwood. He's a very, very talented player.
Yeah. Oh. Let
if
me
you can
just
play Matic played, that's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a tough one because again, it's almost as if you're going back to you're the one where we were going before. So I don't know, man. Zane's come back in to Adam. He goes, Adam, Rashford is injured. Cavani is too old. Matic, Martial has gone downhill. All you have is Greenwood up front. We have Saka, Alba, Martinelli, Laka, Pepe.
Didn't Cavani score more than anyone in Arsenal's top line in half a season last year? I think that's the case, mate. Yeah, so before you write them off,
Zane, man, when are you gonna come with the facts, Zane, man? You know what I mean? At least come with the facts.
He's actually, out of them 4 players there, there's only Xhaka really who stands out. The others have been crap, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Marta who, and then Pepe, let's say no more.
Yeah.
Aubameyang, if you're talking about old, Jesus.
Aubameyang.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's hairline tells you everything.
In pre-season as well.
I know. Listen, Zane, man, you know what I mean? Let's see how you do next season with Ben White in the back, man. Let's see if you can see less goals, and then maybe that'll be the start point for Arsenal. But yeah, sorry, go on. Greenwood up front then, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, people going on about Greenwood there, it's just one word for you, friendly. Okay, look at who's playing behind him. Look who's playing alongside him. He's a senior figure in a front line when he's only, 21?
Yeah.
Is that? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's still 20. 19, 20, isn't it?
Is he turned 20 or 21? I think he's one of the two, but look at the age of him. Yeah?
19 still.
Yeah.
19 still, yeah, of course.
And he's an elder statesman in one of them forward lines this pre-season. I mean, I watched him the other night. His touch was phenomenal. Absolutely superb the other night. He looks after the ball better than anyone else in our front line, barring Martial when he's on. That's what I would say about Greenwood. He carries the ball and looks after it. Very, very rarely will you see Greenwood giving the ball away.
Yeah.
It's hard when you've got a chopping and changing team in a pre-season friendly to actually find any rhythm. I mean, Mata, bless him, too slow and tiring. You can see it now. He's
there for the vibes, man. He's there for the vibes.
Lingard, like I said, all over the place. He linked up well with Lingard. There were some nice touches. Until we get an actual system going and a bit of consistency there, then I still think you're going to see inconsistencies on the goal scoring front with Greenwood. But you put him into a settled team, I think that's when you will see it. I think Greenwood's probably going to start the season 100%. Has to be, because Rashford out. You could actually see a James. You could see anything. Like Statman said, then Ollie's not scared about putting players in. You could see Rashford, Cavani, and Greenwood first game of the season. You might see James, Greenwood, and
it could be a mismatch.
Lingard.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That's why I'm saying it could be a mismatch. I think Rashford won't be there. I think Rashford's going to get surgery. Thank God, you know what I mean. And finally, he's got surgery.
3 months out.
3 months out. You know what I mean. I know a lot of people. You know what I mean. As much as we say he's inconsistent, there is going to be we're going to miss a lot of goals in there. But finally, he's getting the surgery that we needed. You know what I mean. No messing around. You know what I mean. I was like thinking, why do you need to have talks? Just get it done. No messing around. Get it done. And then he could come back a bit stronger, and then we might see a better Rashford who's more explosive, and and he doesn't have to kind of have that strain of his injury.
I think we'll miss Rashford more in the Champions League early doors.
Yeah.
Because he's sort of the unknown entity there, and he gets a little bit more of the rubber to green, I think, in European games. I think he'll miss them all, won't he? Will he miss all the group stages? Maybe just keep him for the last 1 or 2.
Maybe 1 or 2, but
I think he's out until like October, innit? But I think at the same time, then it's just about getting match fitness. Are you really going to be playing Rashford in the Champions League games? Unless it's someone like Midgetland or something, for example, like some lower league Champions League team.
well, we lost to Istanbul, mate.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
we
we
can't
could
call
have.
anyone.
We
We can't call
couldn't
anyone
have,
a small team, man. You know
no,
what
I mean we
Let's be
do
real,
all
man.
right against the better teams, don't we, in the Champions League?
Exactly.
And to be honest, all the big guns are out of reach because we're all in the same pot, aren't we? This Champions League draw. So I think we're probably up against it more playing the unknowns.
Yeah, I think for me, it's very, very good news. I think for United fans now, I think it's much needed news because we could just see Rashford now. Take his body and listen to his body first, and make sure that Statman, that we can see him better when he comes back, and then now it gives Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all the options of maybe he's going to play now Martial on the left, and then they got Sancho on the right, and then hopefully Greenwood or Cavani up top. So
wouldn't be surprised if Lingard, for example, stays for the first 6 months and then leaves in January, for example, because obviously Jesse can play out wide and stuff. And obviously in the 10 role, so I wouldn't be surprised because Ollie does like Lingard to an extent because he runs, like fitness wise, he runs around a lot and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. But at the same time with Rashford, like it's great news, isn't it? Because the thing is, Rashford on his day when he's getting the ball driving at people is literally unstoppable. Like you saw what he did to like Ben White, for example.
Yeah,
the Arsenal signing, like the guy is frightening on his day. It's just that we haven't seen his day enough throughout the last 6 months because he's been injured. He's been like playing with like a chip on his shoulder kind of thing. He hasn't been the same.
This is it, isn't it? I think going away with England and then being put on the bench and being probably third choice for his position will do him good. I then think going away, I think that actually being on the bench for England has probably convinced him to go and get this surgery and get it done. He's just saying, look, obviously Southgate's looked at me now and he doesn't think I'm ready to play for England in these major tournaments. So is that going to roll down with United buying Sancho? Which, you know what I mean? With all these players, with Greenwood coming through, Martial, is he thinking, you know what? Let's just get this surgery done. Let's get back to the best of me, and then I can start to obviously feel like I actually belong on the pitch. Because I think that what happened to him in the summer is probably the best thing. So I think he'll come back stronger. He'll learn a lot from having the time out as well. And hopefully, like Statman says there, we'll get the direct Marcus Rashford back. Because when he's running at players, sometimes he's just ridiculous. So I just feel like him having time out and looking at it from a side, looking at it from the stands, I think will do him the power of good because Ollie's just played him game after game after game. So in his head, he thinks he's playing all right to play every week. But now he's got that lesson from Southgate. He's took that on board.
Around the corner. World Cup around the corner. It's about a year's time, so he needs to
mate.
I think that's the most they needed. Let's discuss Pogba. Statman, Pogba. He said he's coming back home. The contract is roughly about 400 grand that we're kind of thinking that he might want. What do you think's gonna happen here? Because it's like it's for me. Do we need this kind of pressure at the end of this, before the season starts? We need to know quickly: is he staying or is he going? Or am I United going to give him that mega contract? For me personally, I look at it, I think it's not my money. You know what I mean? I think for me, 400 grand a week when you spend that on De Gea and you've kind of like the whole wage structure is bad enough. And if we want to try and compete, you keep Pogba because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He can give you that moment. He can give you that balance in midfield that we don't really have. Our weak point is our midfield. When you look at it, we don't really have good quality midfielders, And I think for me, I'd rather keep him. But what do you think will happen, man? Because Paris Saint-Germain, they're willing to pay the money. And if the right contract doesn't come around, will Man United just say, you know what, yeah, I have that?
I think what people need to realise with the £400,000 contract as well, is not necessarily that Pogba earned that on these performances. As an entity, the guy is massive for the club, innit? Obviously, working with Adidas and stuff. So people need to remember that for the price and the wages. I think Pogba leaves this summer. I think yesterday PSG lost Areola to West Ham. I think that's great business for West Ham, by the way. And I think from what I was listening to from Sky Sports, they're saying if Sarabia leaves, then they got a real chance of signing Pogba in it because I think they need to get rid of a couple of players. So which is why I think he will leave. And I think United will get a replacement? The answer is no. I think Donny van der Beek will be that kind of guy to replace
big pressure, man. Big pressure. You know what I mean? It doesn't really, the problem is with Pogba, you could get away with a style of play, Adam, without Pogba. You know what I mean? With Donny, you need a style of play to fit him in because we've seen it. Without Donny's not being able to get in the team because he doesn't fit what Ollie wants. Pogba, you could get away without. He's a special talent in himself. He's won his games on his own. He's that kind of player where if you need something, you can deliver. AC Milan game delivered. Certain games when we need him delivered. He can play multiple positions on the left when we need him in big games. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes that left-sided defensive midfielder who can track back. He's gonna need him. Man United, is the contract worth it? I don't know. It's up in the air, mate. It's up in the air. This is
it. I'm on a 50-50 whether I think he'll go now or not. Because United will be looking at it and we can see the issues we're having in trying to get this midfielder. And it's going to be looked on by everyone as like the big thing that United do. Because we've all talked about the central midfielder and who's coming in. And the pressure's on the club. If they kept Pogba, financially, it probably works better for them because we know spreading money out over long term is what suits Manchester United. They get away with it. So the big contract for Pogba definitely suits United. We've got an abundance of midfielders. Let's not kid ourselves. Yeah. I think
of the quality that we need to kind of win title. Because I want to win the title this season.
No, so like you said then, mate, in the same sentence you said then, there needs to be a style. There needs to be a formation change. If Pogba stays, I don't think we can play 4-2-3-1. I don't think that's going to work for us. I just feel like now with Sancho coming in, that top 3-4 is taken care of. You can't be shoehorning Pogba into that anymore. There's too many other players there who naturally belong there. Pogba is central midfield. He's won everything of note playing in that role. And for me, I just see, this talk like he's liking the project of United and sees a long-term future. Basically, it's being run by Raiola saying, like, this is your last big deal. Because it's going to be a 4 or 5 year deal, taking him into his early 30s, wherever he goes. And they want to get the best deal out of Man United. I think ideally they want to take United to the cleaners again, wages-wise. If he's top earner at a football club with the amount of players that we're bringing in, of the quality of players we're bringing in, I think that's more than enough for Paul Pogba because Spain's out of the question. There's only Paris Saint-Germain and Juve. I don't think Juve have got the necessary funds to bring a Pogba back again. So it's Paris or United. It's what he wants ultimately. With Varane coming in, I just feel like he may sway towards signing for United again and going, you know what? This is it. Because you've seen the signs of the Paris Saint-Germain fans were putting up outside the stadium. That's true. And all this. You know what I mean? Does Pogba need the aggro again? Because he's going to get more. He's going to get more stick over in Paris than he is in Manchester, I think, if things go wrong.
I hear that, but he gets stick at United. We don't win anything. He's going to get a stick at PSG and he's going to win trophies. Like I know what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is, like, go on.
They're going to. He's going to what? Possibly win the French title. Paris Saint-Germain ain't winning the Champions League this season. I don't think.
50-50 with Ramos.
I don't think.
With Ramos, you don't think so? With Ramos in there?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't at all. I don't think looking at the likes of City, Chelsea, even Liverpool, I still think the miles behind them. I look at Bayern Munich. I don't see them going another season with them. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain are strong. They're an aging team for me. They've got a lot of elder players, and they just look like they want to just win this Champions League. But for me, if I'm Pogba, I'm looking at it going, the lifestyle, that's a massive thing right now in Paris. I think there could be an element of that there. But in terms of football, I mean, surely United have to be winning trophies this season. I mean, we say it all the time, but with the players that we've got at our disposal now, and if we do bring in another player before the window ends, Pogba's got to look at it and go, surely this has to be, because they're going to build. We could build a team around him. Do you know what I mean? We could make it work.
I understand that, but I think a lot of top players have still left because they maybe haven't felt like they've been their worth has been met. Maybe they're thinking enough's enough now. I've been here now. every project I've been a part of. We bought Sanchez, we bought this player, we bought that player. Still never worked out. And that's why, that's why a reason why Mbappe doesn't want to sign a deal. Mbappe's probably the richest club in the world. They could go buy anyone, but sometimes your feeling is that your ambitions or what you want to do isn't here and you want to leave. And that could be the only reason why I think Pogba would want to leave, because the money's there. The players that are coming in now, Sancho, Varane, it looks like we're building a title-winning team, so it is there, but maybe he's thinking the coaching staff, this structure, what we're going for, how we're doing it. Is it my sort of thing? And he's thinking, I need a new challenge. Varane wanted a new challenge. And look, he's come here. So it's all about challenge, isn't it, Statman? What does Pogba see as challenge?
It depends on Pogba's ambition, innit? Because I don't think he's won the Champions League as a player, innit? Who's closer to winning the Champions League? If we're being brutally honest, United or PSG? The answer is PSG. They've got a better manager. They've got a better starting 11. If I'm Pogba, I'm leaving. Simple as that. Because the thing is, say if United are going to act like a big club this season, how many seasons has it been since Pogba's come? Now we want to act good. It's kind of like we've sold Pogba lies to get him to the club. We haven't built the team around Pogba like we were supposed to do. We haven't won anything major since Pogba's come. Why would I stay?
Because he's not going to be number one in France, is he? He's going to be third.
Yeah, but I don't think that necessarily matters with Pogba.
I do. I think it matters. I think for what he's saying, I think he knows in his mind, and he'll say it without obviously publicly coming out and stating it, that he's going to PSG just to win a trophy at the end of his career. Whereas at United, he has he's got that long-term relationship with United, hasn't he? There's players coming in now that sort of match his capabilities, the Brunos, Sanchos, Varanes. Do you know what I mean? You've got the Greenwoods and Cavani's at two ends of the spectrum there. We've got a lot of quality going forward. It's only because of Neymar and Mbappe that Paris Saint-Germain are where they are. Well, let's not kid ourselves. And if he goes to PSG, then he will win a trophy next season. Guaranteed. That's what he's got to be looking at. But then again, he's going to stagnate, I think, over there because it's not the league you want to be playing in. It really isn't. The money that they brandished around for Neymar and Mbappe, it's an embarrassment. It really is. It's an embarrassment.
It's about,
Neymar went there to win Ballon d'Or, didn't he? He went to be top dog. Is Pogba thinking the same thing? I don't think he'll be top dog when he goes there. And for me, if I had to choose, obviously I'm biased, but I think if it was Real Madrid and Barcelona coming in, I'd understand it more for Pogba to go. I really would. The appeal.
They haven't got the money though, have they?
The appeal of him going back to his own town, I understand that. Guaranteed trophies, playing with two of the world's best in Neymar and Mbappe. Yeah, I can see that. Verratti, absolutely brilliant first team, like Statman says there. But, I mean, my God, they didn't even win the league last season, did they? So, he's just one of them. 50-50, like I said.
You see the top dog thing. I don't necessarily agree with that because I think Pogba at the end of the day just wants to win trophies. I think in terms of a player, like he seems like a vibes player kind of thing, innit? In the training room, he's going to be loved. You're going to have Neymar and Mbappe. You're not really going to complain, are you? Like, those are his guys. Like, you see the pictures with Neymar before. Pogba wants to play with Neymar. Neymar wants to play with Pogba. So I don't necessarily think that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think he can take it. Yeah. He can take that pressure, though, Pogba, I think, of the stick that he gets. I think he thrives off it more than anything. And for him to prove a point and prove all these idiot United fans wrong, I think that's a... Do you know what? Sometimes I think that's a big lure as well. Because let's be honest, he gets on with everyone at Man United behind the scenes. Everyone loves him, and he knows that. So for me, I just feel like that might be a draw for him as well.
Toby here saying here, big up to the super chat. He goes, Pogba isn't appreciated. I'm his own home. He grew up in the academy and gets treated like an outsider. No surprise he wants to leave. Our best player. Strong words there from Toby. My thing is, and I think this is for me, the biggest point, about Pogba is about how much do you Man United think he's worth? Do they think he's worth enough to keep and build a team to win a trophy, or do they see that you know, he just isn't worth 400 grand a week. And the people around, because at the end of the day, football's a team nowadays. You know, you don't just have one representative. You'll have the lawyer, you'll have the people around him. You know, I got told that Rino Raiola isn't actually, you know, the person who's directly linked with him. There's a woman who's his lawyer, and she wants the very, very, very best deal there is possible. The list, what kind of he's getting, and what this and that, and you know, image rights. So she's there doing it all together. So there is a big, big team around him. So it's gonna take a big, big lucrative offer. Man United, have they got time to sort this out before the season starts, or do they take a risk, Statman, and say, you know what, we'll do it. You know, maybe October, November, when the season started, and maybe he can think of changing his mind. You know,
I don't think United can take that risk in it, because in 6 months' time, Pogba can negotiate with clubs outside of Europe. He can go on PSG for free in January, basically, and have that deal sorted.
Yeah.
Are United really going to take that risk? Because say the season starts poorly, you think Pogba wants to stay here when they're like fifth in the table or something. But then at the same time, say if we're competing for a title, then it's a different story. So like, it's a risk, and I don't think United should take that risk. I think from a business point of view, I think if United get the money, if they get 60 million pounds for Pogba, I think they'll let him leave.
You sell him then, Statman. You sell him. You know, are you confident that United can replace him?
As a fan, I would just keep him for another season. Let's see what happens, innit?
Yeah.
And then if he goes on a free, that's United's fault for being a poorly run club with how we treat Paul Pogba and stuff.
Adam, same with you. You sell him. Are you confident Man United can get a replacement along with the DM that we already need right now? That's still not sorted out. You know,
I think we sell him. I think if United sell him, Trippier will come in, and that'll be it. I don't think we'll buy the midfielder, mate. I don't think we will.
So depressing.
Because you know what? I think they'll look at it and go, look at we've got Donny van der Beek there, like Statman said earlier. I think they'll just play that card, play Donny van der Beek somewhere. For me, it has to be done this summer. He signs or he goes on a business side of it. I think like
football is a business now. Football is
on a business side of it. I think United need to make it happen this window. You can not do anything, and he can sign a deal whenever he wants. Let's be honest. But I think if he doesn't sign this window, then I think he can take United to the cleaners even more. If United start getting desperate, or United just go, right, okay, maybe a Ruben Neves, maybe a Sol Niguez, someone else comes in. You could buy two players for the price that Pogba goes for.
Ollie Summit mentioned about I don't know if you see the quotes. He goes, if we got Sancho and Varane, you know, I'd be happy if that was it. I think it was along the lines of, I can't really ask for more, if you call it. I don't know if them quotes are real on Sky Sports. Please let us know what the comments is in below. But there's something along the lines of, you know, I've got Sancho Varane, and the owners have given me, you know, a lot more than I wanted. So again, for me, you know, do I want to hear that? I'm not sure if that's just maybe Ollie just trying to not give anything away. But I think you need a defensive midfielder. But again, we've got a lot in there that just it's a lot of, you know, Donny, you got Matic, McTominay, Fred. That's 4 midfielders, you know. It's almost as if, like, you know, we need more, but we've got more. You know, it's weird, isn't it? Like, you've got the players there, but it's like you need more. But then it's
that's what I said the other day when people criticize that midfield, for example. I said it, Matic, Fred, forget McTominay, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. Those are like 4 or 5 very good, solid midfielders. It's just about we haven't found the right balance kind of thing. Do we need a holding midfielder? Yeah. Obviously. Because Ollie doesn't trust Nemanja Matic enough kind of thing. So I still don't, like, in a way we have enough, but for Ollie we don't have enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the way he utilizes his squad.
I just think that I think it has to be a system change. I think we have to look at it differently. Now you've got Varane.
You said it here.
Now you've got Varane. You don't need that 2 holding midfielders, I don't think.
So he says here, we've scrambled before, now we're in a good place. It says he can't ask for more backing from Man United after securing Sancho and Rafael Varane. So does that worry you? I mean, Adam, does that worry you there? That, you know, that's it now. That's done business now. You know, he's got what he wanted. They're 2 big names rather than 3 players that would go into this. You know what I mean?
Literally, mate, it is all depending. I think, like I said a minute ago, then that any more business this summer all depends on if Pogba stays or goes. If Pogba stays,
the wages,
if Pogba stays, then don't expect to see anyone else coming in, possibly trying to sneak a deal for possibly Trippier towards the end. Let's not forget, we haven't got rid of anyone yet. We've not sold one player yet.
That's my problem again, guys.
We have got some
crazy,
serious.
man.
We've got Wonga. United could end up going. I'll tell you, there's every possibility that United could go net spend 0 this summer if they went and sold a few players. Because you could easily get rid of one of the goalkeepers. Lingard could go. Pereira. You know what I mean? There's loads of players in there that could be shifted out, and we could end up spending hardly anything this summer in terms of the Glazers' pocket. Anyway, it'll just be good business, but it's good business, but done by United. It's hard to come by, isn't it? Let's be honest. I think we're all excited about what we've done so far this window. We're shocked now. So anything else on top of this, I think, would surprise everyone anyway.
I think that's what scares me though, because like we've signed Sancho and Varane. I'm hoping those are not like softeners if Pogba leaves, kind of thing. Because those are two very, very big names. That's what scares me. Because the thing is, let's be honest, as much as I run the Don Murta propaganda on Twitter as a joke,
that's why, man.
I still don't know what's going to happen. I still don't trust these people.
But there is a squad there to be. There is a squad there to challenge. But I think when you've got an imbalanced squad and then you need players who fit a game or suit a game, or you kind of we might have injured players, we might have injuries. People last year I think we were very fortunate to have a lot of players who stayed fit for the majority of the season. Obviously, part towards the end we kind of filtered out, but when you have a squad, you need to know who's coming in. Like for like replacements. We don't really have that, do we? You know what I mean? Maybe up front we might have that, but in the midfield, it can get a bit sticky. So that's why I'm like, it is a bit of a funny one, because Lingard, is he being told he's staying or going? Or you know what? It's up to you. Let us know if you want to stay or go. Pereira, can we get him done for the Fenerbahce? Apparently he's worth about 25 million. I mean, that goal in itself is about 30 million there. Why don't they have him? You know what I mean? It's true, but that goal's worth 30 million. I mean, there's a lot of situations there happening, and I'm like, the season's about 2 weeks away, isn't it? Is it 2 weeks away? Yeah.
I think it's like 14, 15 days now.
Yeah, 2
weeks,
weeks,
man.
2 weeks. Season starts 2 weeks tonight. Brentford Arsenal.
Yeah, Brentford Arsenal. Yeah, on a Friday night. That's mad,
That's it. 2 weeks away, and we ain't got.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players to sell, isn't there? I mean, Christ, tonight it's ridiculous. That whole back line. I don't see Williams, Axel, Menge. Don't see any of them being at United this season. They've all got to go out on loan. Then you're moving into the midfield. Jeez. Pereira, no, don't see him. Lingard, there's the big question mark. Elanga, is he going to make the first team squad? Or does he go back into reserves?
I think he will. I think as well he will. Is that
he's shone more than anyone in pre-season, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's got a finish on him. So it's you got Dallo there as well. I mean, God.
Ahmad coming back as well from the Olympics.
Ahmad and Baye coming back from the Olympics.
They don't have the holiday, have they? They haven't had a holiday, have they? Ahmad and thingy, Baye.
No, they're going to get extra time off, aren't they?
Wow.
I think what United will do, you see with the outgoings, because we're a bit short for the start of the season, innit? They'll kind of leave it for the first couple of games, and then eventually, before the window ends, we'll see quite a lot of outgoings. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think they maybe. I mean, you can't say they'll put themselves in the window, can you? Because then we're risking a poor start to the season by putting these players in. But you're right. There may be an opportunity for one or two of them, like a Lingard, someone like that, just to shine, and then. You know what? Maybe we get something for him before the window ends, because, like we said, it's 2 weeks into the season, doesn't it? The window shuts.
What about striker? This is a funny one for me. Yeah, would you buy a striker?
Not this summer. Next summer, you have to, depending on
what. If you look at if Martial's not fit, now, Cavani's can be injury prone. would you not bring it? Would you then put Greenwood up front? Is there a lot of pressure for Greenwood? A lot of people are saying, people are saying to me today, a lot of people come up to me saying, we need a striker. And I'm like, the more I look at it, I'm like, nah. But then I was like, brother, I think we might need a striker.
No, you don't sign a striker just because you're short for the start of the season. That's kind of what I'm saying. Cavani extended for another year. Next season, if Martial don't have a good year, we will sign a striker. Oli wants a striker.
But Martial will be on the left, wouldn't he? Martial's on the left, isn't he?
No, but I'm just saying he can play there.
I think there's 2 players ahead of Martial on the left now. In Sancho and Rashford when he's fit.
Well, yeah,
when he's fit, yeah. I think Martial has to be fighting Greenwood for the striker's role, I think. And
I think Martial is a massive season, though. It's a massive season for Martial. But will he the thing is, for me, what I worry about Martial is if he's not starting at the start of the season, will Oli play him? Will Oli bring him into the team? No. And that's a worry for me because Martial when he's always been playing for United, it's been straight away in the team and he's kept his position. You know what I mean? Until obviously towards the end of the season when Cavani had it, but Martial needs to hit the ground running. He needs to be the one that straight away, boom. You know what I mean? I believe in his quality. I think he's a quality player, but if he's not starting at the start of the season, he's on the bench and then he comes on and then doesn't get the goal for us and whatnot, a lot of people would be on his back. So it's a difficult one, man. That's why I'm thinking, striker options. We don't need them, but it's a bit sticky who's up front, who's not up front. You know what I mean? Who's on where? Because we've been playing Elanga and all them plays, Will Sancho play against Everton, do you reckon?
Yes. I think that's not about to play.
You think so?
I think, yes, you know what? I think Oli knows that he has to start playing a few of these players, so I would not be surprised if a lot of the first team regulars or the ones you'd expect to be playing a lot of the season would get 45 minutes against Everton. 45 to 30 minutes just to give them a little bit of something. I just feel like he's going to do that. I think he has to. Unless he's got some game organised behind closed doors for him, then they really do need some match sharpness.
I think there has to be a game behind closed doors because remember,
I think organised one. Yeah,
I think last year we had like United versus United at Old Trafford.
We can't now though. So we've got COVID. I know the players are not positive today, but they still got COVID, haven't they? They still have to isolate. How many days do they have to isolate?
I thought like they said the training can resume immediately now because they met all the protocols and stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then
the okie Say's doing the okie.
So I don't understand then. Like, if you can train, then why can't you have a match? Then I don't understand.
No, because I think they cancelled the match before like all the protocols were fully dealt with.
Yeah, they did. They didn't take a risk. They didn't take a risk, did they? That's what it was. They just jumped the gun, and it obviously we've passed what we need to do. I think they will organise something behind closed doors, though. I really do. I think it'll happen.
When we're looking at
Wednesday, I think Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see a game behind closed doors.
Wow. Well, they'll probably play like the first team versus second team again. They'll probably do that. But is that enough training for you to understand things? You know what I mean? I don't know. We got a statement here following the protocols for Premier League. They're satisfied that all protocols have been followed correctly and the squad can return to training immediately. But my thing is, though, will the players who've got COVID, they'll stay at home, won't they? But the rest
I don't think anyone has COVID. From what I think, there's probably been like a false positive result, and then United are kind of like, that's probably what it was.
Positive.
I don't, because the thing is, otherwise we would know if players have COVID, didn't it?
Flipping hell, I don't understand this. You've either got COVID or you don't have COVID. What's going on?
Because someone said it. Someone said it right there. No players got COVID.
So, oh my god, mate.
See, they don't have COVID because they did PCR tests now.
So one of the staff's got it then.
Potentially, come on, man. These tests are not 100% reliable, are they?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
It depends what it is. It's like if they've got some of the staff self-isolating and the protocol's been followed for the players, then there's no reason why the players can't go back. So that could possibly be one of the outcomes. They don't want to give much away, do they? So as long as they're training, then
Maybe some under 23s, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, mate. You know what I mean? I don't know, honestly. I really don't. They all did PCR tests. Someone said they're different from that. Yeah, no, listen, I've done all of them, mate. You know what I mean? They're not nice, but what I'm trying to say to you is I don't understand it. Like, you've had the next day and everyone's positive, and it's like, then you might as well just rearrange another game then quickly. Hopefully that's the case. But, for me, it doesn't make sense. And I think it's just another kind of disruption for me for the season because, I've kind of seen the under 23s play, but it's like, I know they won't start in the season. And I want to see the 4-3-3. I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see the blend of what we're trying to do.
With the 4-3-3, I think you need time to implement it. We don't have enough time now. I don't think we're going to.
You just ditch it. You just ditch it.
What else can you really do, though? Well, you're going to try it for one game potentially against Everton and then risk it. Because the thing is, 4-3-3 with Pogba as Bruno as 2-8 is going to be very hard to pull off no matter what.
So we're still going to play with the thingy then 4-2-3-1. I've always said it for me. I think it's been a myth. I think it's been the Athletic trying to do a little narrative that we're changing ways and we're trying to move forward. I can't see a double. Even with the one on the one you were there, Adam. What did it look like to you? The game. It looked like for me madness. You got Jesse Lingard up front. Elanga on this side.
Yeah, it was like I said. I think formation sometimes goes out the window in preseason because you got too many fringe players trying to stand out and trying to do things that they shouldn't be doing. There's no organisation. Exactly. I honestly don't think that Ole really had a plan in place for these games. I think he just sent the players out to just see. Let's see if one of these boys shows me something. Because I know that 3/4 of that team ain't going to be playing for Manchester United this season. Everyone in the stadium knows it. So I just think this week, this is the big week. And he complained last season about not having any time to train the players. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from the season, so he's going to have to pull some miracle up here to change anything. So... I don't know. I honestly don't know. He can't use that excuse again. He needs to be able to get a plan B and a different style or another system in place for these players that he's got because it doesn't suit them all. And I think he just needs to build it around the best players and make it work elsewhere. I really do.
I think the problem for me, I don't think we had the players to play a 4-2-3-1 or we necessarily had the players to play a 4-3-3 perfectly. So no matter what, we're in a sticky situation in terms of that, depending if we buy a DM. So we kind of just have to wait and see how the season goes.
It is a massive week, man. It is a massive week, and I think we need a DM, Pogba situation, players coming back, goalkeepers. Listen, Varane and Sancho, ain't it? Varane and Sancho, pre-season, Oh man, days, man. Every time we look like we're trying to looking positive, I always think there's always another problem around the corner. But the good positives is that Rashford's got his
let's not kid ourselves. We've had a good season, a good pre-season for United standards in terms of transfers and stuff. We bought players we needed to buy in positions we needed them for, and the best of the best in them positions. So the mess that we've got
getting in-house stuff now. In-house stuff now.
Yeah, the mess that we've got left, the mess we've got now in terms of getting players out is just a result of poor running of a football club for the last 7 years. I think that's what we've got.
Absolutely. But we're going to wrap up. Hours flew by again, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. We've got 500 people watching, man. Love to everybody tuning in right now. You get me Friday evening, you know what I mean? Spent with the guys talking about United. What better thing can you do, man? You know what I mean? But love to everybody who's tuned in. Make sure you subscribe to the guys' channels, man. The link is in the title. Statman Bains. Follow him on all social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you follow him. Adam Matic, you know what I mean? Make sure you follow him on his channel. Link is in the title as well there. So big up to him. You know what I'm saying? And man, we'll be back. When will I be back? I might do a vlog on Sunday. You might see another vlog. I'm going to somewhere tomorrow. So tune in for that one. Sunday, 9 o'clock. So that'll be another vlog. And then back to Monday. Straight Jacket Podcast. We'll see what we can discuss there. Maybe the Pogba contract and so forth. But man, people, do please smash a like on the video, man. A lot of you guys are just watching it and not hitting the like button, man. You know what I mean? All it takes is one click of a button. hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, Man United, you know what I mean? A few disruptions, but I reckon hopefully, you know what I mean, it's not going to be long term. And hopefully there's no excuses when the season starts. But people, like the video, subscribe to Sai TV, and we're out.